Hey, I'm Matt at Mr. Maple, and thanks for clicking on another Mr. Maple video.
Howdy, I'm Tim, and today we're answering one of those questions that we get all the time in our emails. What is a nursery trade 1 gallon?
So we wanted to do this video to give you a little bit more confidence about what you should expect with a Japanese maple and a trade 1 gallon. Now, a trade 1 gallon is a specific size measurement, and most gardeners are going to be familiar with this, but it may be something that's new to you. So we want to do this video to give you confidence and kind of show you what this will look like, and to better give you an understanding of what you're getting into by purchasing a trade 1 gallon. So a trade 1 gallon is about this size. They're a little bit smaller than a gallon, so if you're expecting a gallon of milk, you won't be able to pour a full gallon of milk into this size container for sure.
You would think almost 3 of these would fit in a gallon milk jug almost.
Probably. They're a smaller overall pot, but it is a standard size in the nursery industry. This is called a trade 1 gallon. They're about 6 inches wide, by about 7 to 8 inches tall. We make a custom box that fits it specifically, so our trade 1 gallons are a very specific root ball size.
And we wanted to show you this because this is a standard that's across the nursery industry on what a 1 gallon is. So we wanted to alleviate some of that confusion for some of you new gardeners out there so you understand what a 1 gallon nursery container actually is. And then we're going to show you some sizes, examples of what these maples look like inside these 1 gallon pots.
Hey, we've really been blessed to have this channel growing so much. We greatly appreciate you. We've recently hit 9,000 subscribers. We're going to be doing some more giveaways at 10. So thanks so much. So we're going to do a word from our sponsor. Today's sponsor is MrMaple.com. Make sure to check out MrMaple.com. They do over 1,000 different varieties of Japanese maples and a lot of other fun plants. You're definitely going to find something you enjoy as a gardener at MrMaple.com. So for this next segment, we grabbed a couple of our trade 1 gallons, and we wanted to kind of give you an example of what these look like in leaf. Now, certainly if you're watching this video and they're out of leaf, they're going to look a little bit smaller. Oftentimes people say, my Japanese maples grew. Well, that's because they leafed out with you. So if they're a little bit smaller, out of leaf, they're going to have about a 45% increase in size once they're in leaf as well.
And this sort of gives you a typical size of a lace leaf Japanese maple you see here. These aren't our biggest 1 gallons, but they're not they're right around that mid-size, I guess you'd say.
Yeah, I would say these are mostly small to mid-size. We picked an upright and a lace leaf here today. Typically, our upright Japanese maples are going to be in that 12 to 18 inch range. Dwarfs could certainly be much smaller than that. So if you're talking about something like a Makawi Etsubusa or a true compact form, those may be a little bit smaller than that 12 to 18 inches range. Something like a lace leaf is certainly going to be a little bit smaller unless it's already staked up.
One thing to always remember that most of our Japanese maples are 2-year grafts whenever it comes to the 1 gallons, 2 to 3 year on the 1 gallons. So when you're looking at a 1 gallon, if it's a tree that says it's going to get 3 feet tall in 10 years, it's going to be pretty small in a 1 gallon because it takes 10 years to get to that 3 feet in size.
So in our process, you can check out our potting up Japanese maples to get an idea of a liner size. But we take a liner, we grow that, we graft into the liner, we grow that for a full year. We then pot that into a container where it's grown another full year. So our liners are typically at least 1 year, 2 years out from graft at that point before they're available. And they'll have a good, well-balanced root system for that 1 gallon trade pot. So you're going to get a good, well-developed plant and something that's ready to go out in the landscape already. I mean, don't be afraid to plant a 1 gallon. Just make sure to take care of it. You know, it's something you want to make sure that you're prepared to do all the steps to care for once you get it out there. But don't be afraid to plant 1 gallons. I often hear people say, hey, those are small. Let's just put them in a big pot and keep them a little while. There really isn't any need for that because Japanese maples are going to grow more efficiently and faster in the ground. So don't be afraid to plant your 1 gallon Japanese maples. It's certainly nice sometimes to be able to put them in a container and play with the spot in the garden, but it shouldn't be something that you're afraid to plant.
Yeah, Japanese maples, it's always best to plant them as quickly as you can. We've got some great care information on here on the Mr. Maple Show, so definitely check out our full assortment of videos here because we have a lot of general care information that you can find on growing Japanese maples. But picking out and growing a Japanese maple from a 1 gallon, a lot of times people will say, well, I'll just wait till it gets in a 3 gallon, and by the time they wait, they could have gotten a 1 gallon and it already grew past to a 5 or 7 gallon size. And so it's always best to purchase a tree whenever you see it available because a lot of these varieties are pretty rare. And you may never ever find them in a 3 gallon size. So it's best to get them in a 1 gallon and plant them and then start enjoying them. Plus, it's cheaper. You can get more that way, right?
There are definitely some advantages to purchasing Japanese maples in a 1 gallon size, especially for that collector. Like Tim said, you can get more varieties for cheaper. You can ship multiple trees together, so there's a benefit there. Also, young plants acclimate really well, so the tree's going to be able to go into your zone, and you're going to be able to grow that tree and enjoy each step of it. You're going to be able to put more of your imprint on the overall shape of that tree as well. So it's a great size to start with. It's a size you can go straight to the container or the ground with right away. But we just wanted to give you this quick look at what these look like, so you'll have a little bit more confidence and hopefully ordering with Mr. Maple, but also understanding what a 1-gallon Japanese maple looks like.
Make sure to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and sign up for our weekly emails on MrMaple.com. We're a mail order nursery that produces over 1,000 varieties of Japanese maples, and we add 10 new trees every single Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take care.
God bless.
And have a great day.